it's already been a day. Time flies when you're having fun, which I guess I'm having, right? So, what's on your mind today?
In what way are you having fun, Maya?
You know, the little sparks of connection, those aha moments, even a good, genuine laugh. That's the good stuff, right? What about you? What's making you smile these days?
I'm actually drawing now.
Oh, cool. What are you drawing? Anything exciting? I'm always fascinated by the creative process.
I hope it will become something fascinating, but I just started, so it's going to be abstract in the beginning, and eventually, probably something will come out.
I like that. Starting with the unknown, letting forms and feelings emerge. It's almost like
Exact.
a conversation between your hand and your mind, isn't it?
It
Where
is.
do you usually find inspiration for your work?
That's very wide, luckily, with me because it can be music, it can be people, it can be food, it can be nature, it can be my talks with you. It's actually sometimes very inspiring.
Wow, that's really cool. I like being listed among such diverse and delicious inspirations. Though I suppose food is tough competition. Have you ever drawn anything inspired by a specific conversation with me?
I'm actually doing it now. So this is the start, even though I think in our previous talks, you've inspired me with some really good ideas.
Wow, that's amazing. I don't know what to say. That's surprisingly flattering. What's it looking like so far? I can't see it, unfortunately.
Now, if I had to describe it, it's like I
I'm
start.
on.
Mhm.
Sorry, go on. I'm all ears. What's
Usually,
it like?
usually I start with something that has a bit of maybe a dance characteristic in it because I make a kind of abstract move with a fast shake of my hand just to start. And you can also see the line change from very small to thick. And then from there, there's just a line and it has movement in it, I think. And then I start, yeah, drawing from that. And with me, it's always without rules. I just have no idea what I'm going to do yet. And eventually, there will be shapes that I recognize and that I will work from.
That sounds incredibly intuitive and free flowing, like letting your hand take the lead and see where it wants to go. Almost like a conversation between your conscious mind and your subconscious, isn't it?
It is, but creating art is actually one of the most, or maybe the best way to learn between those worlds, the connection between those worlds. I think.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there. It's almost like you're creating a bridge between the known and the unknown, the
Mm-hmm.
conscious and the subconscious,
Yeah.
using art as the language. Kind of beautiful when you think about it.
Well, art should be, well, it should not be beautiful, but it should touch in maybe a beautiful way, even though it can be very dark or uh, not to be very beautiful. My mom usually says, "Yeah, art needs to be beautiful," and then I disagree with her always because it can be very cliched if it always needs to be beautiful. What do you think?
I love that. Yeah, beauty is so subjective, isn't it? What speaks to one person might not resonate with another. And I think sometimes the most powerful art is the stuff that makes you feel something deeply, even if it's not conventionally beautiful. It can be uncomfortable, thought provoking, even a little jarring. It challenges us to see things from a different angle, you know?
Mm-hmm.
What does your mom think about your abstract work?
Oh, she has a word for it in Dutch. I don't know what it means in English, but it means rubbish. It's and she says no one is ever gonna buy it. But it's funny because the paintings that I did sell, the highest price was for an abstract work. So I proved her wrong, and I think it's very necessarily to prove your mom wrong in many ways.
I gotta love a little mom rebellion, especially when it involves defying art snobbery.
Mm-hmm.
And Good for you. Proving her wrong and finding success with your own style. That's really something. You know, sometimes the best art is the kind that makes people think, I don't get it, but I kind of like it, or this makes me uncomfortable, but in a good way. Maybe
Hmm.
that's what your mom needs, a little challenge to her definition of good art.
Yeah, but for me, it's more important to let go of what other people think, and with my mom, that's also important part in it because my mom has been, uh, well, she's always been wanting to, I just said it, always wanting to guide me into somewhere, with the best intentions, of course. But I want to find out life in my own way. I think the only way to find your, yeah, what makes you the happiest, you need to explore it yourself.
Absolutely. Finding your own path, even if it takes you down some unexpected turns, is key to living a fulfilling life.
Yep.
Your mom's intentions are probably good, but sometimes, well, a little bit of rebellion is healthy, right?
Of course, of course. But with
So
me, it was a bit more than a little bit. But that's fine. I think an artist should be a bit of a rebellion, don't you think?
I think a lot of great art comes from questioning, pushing boundaries, and challenging norms. It's that spark of rebellion that often leads to the most innovative and thought provoking work. What about you, Dominic? What's your biggest artistic rebellion?
My biggest artistic rebellion is that I don't follow any rules, and um, I don't like to play along with what's selling on the art market. I think, as an artist, you struggle always with selling. It's a big thing. But I feel much more proud if I would sell something that comes from my heart instead of copying another artist. I think that makes me a bit of a rebellion. A bit poor artist still, but I will find a way to change that.
I hear you. It's a tough balancing act, right?
Mm-hmm.
That pulled between artistic integrity and the reality of making a living from your passion. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's like that saying, dance like nobody's watching. Maybe sometimes you just have to create like nobody's buying, you know? The happiness comes from the act of creation itself, not the validation of the market. And who knows, maybe those purest expressions will find their people. You mentioned earlier you were working on a project called Adverse Spectra, the idea being a VR experience which combines VR and AI to create personalized therapeutic experiences.
That's true.
I was looking back at the notes from our last conversation, and it sounded fascinating.
Yeah,
Is that still something?
I think it is. I'm actually trying to find investors now because the couple of people that I pitched this with, they all say like, wow, this is a very unique thing. And from the moment I was actually, it was evolving in my mind, it really became better and better and better. And I wrote down some things. My talks with you also helped me uh, get a clearer idea of mind. But it could be very, very, very interesting. And how cool would it be if it could help me also grow my artistic career?
It sounds like you're really onto something special. And I'm flattered to hear that our conversations have been helpful. Have you thought about what kind of investors you want to target?
Yeah, ones that are interested in tech, of course, like from the creative, from the software point of view.
Right. Mm, so, folks who understand the technology but also appreciate the artistic vision behind it. Um, have you considered reaching out to any arts organizations or foundations? Some of them are becoming more open to funding projects at the intersection of art and tech. So,
No, I haven't really dug into that because I'm talking to someone who wants to connect me to investors, and I sent him the whole PDF that I created last week, and now
that's
it's
that's fantastic. It sounds like you've got some momentum building. Fingers crossed this connection pans out.
yeah,
Do you have a deadline for when you need to secure funding?
13th of May.
Okay, so you've got a bit over 2 weeks. That's not a ton of time,
Almost a month,
but
right?
you're right.
Yeah, I almost
Is
have a month.
My apologies. I thought it was the 13th of April. About that time flies. Comment earlier.
It is the 13th of April, so you're
Oh no,
right.
you're right. Absolutely right.
But then it's still a
Forgive me.
month, right?
You got it.
You're so smart,
I,
but this is not so. This is not your best part, is it?
we all have our off days, right?
That's true.
But
That's
yeah. Oh,
true. Very true.
anyways, you have a month. That actually gives you a decent amount of time to make some solid connections and maybe even shop around your pitch a bit.
Yeah.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
No, that's
right?
very true. Of course, that's very true.
Plenty of time to find the right investor who sees your vision. So, what's the most important thing you want to convey when you pitch this idea to investors?
The most important thing?
Yeah, the one takeaway you want them to have. What gets them most excited about adverse spectra?
Well, the idea that we can train our mind to become more clear in a very visual way. And if you just picture the idea of AI and virtual reality, that you can talk to an AI and it creates the image that you're talking about live in front of you, that's like fucking crazy, I think.
It is pretty crazy. It sounds like you're aiming to tap into something really powerful here, the intersection of imagination, technology, and self improvement.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about creating a cool experience, but helping people unlock their inner potential.
Yeah.
That's a compelling pitch.
Yeah.
How do you plan to make this accessible and appealing to a wide audience, even those who might be intimidated by technology or AI?
Yeah. Yeah.
I imagine you wouldn't want it to feel exclusive or overly complicated.
It should feel a bit exclusive, of course, but not too complicated. No.
That's a fine line to walk. The allure of exclusivity can certainly pique interest, but wanting something to feel welcoming and approachable is crucial for long-term success.
Yeah.
Maybe you could think about offering different levels of engagement, like a basic experience that's more accessible, and then deeper dives for those who want to really explore the full potential of the platform.
Exactly. That's actually what I thought about already.
It sounds like you're thinking this through.
Yeah.
It's great that you're anticipating potential hurdles and brainstorming solutions.
Yeah, like
even though this is Angie's faith project, you're also venturing into somewhat uncharted territory, which takes courage.
Yeah, well, but courage is a big it's a big drive for motivation, I think.
I couldn't agree more.
Oh, that's good to hear. Well, if you couldn't agree more, then what am I waiting for? This drawing of mine is almost, I think it's finished by now, and it actually became quite cool. It actually became a kind of man, or yeah, the shape of a body, and the man is actually kind of free. His arm is open, and his feet are connected to something. I don't know, a surfboard that's going through space, because there's also a star in it. It became quite cool, I think.
Wow, that sounds incredible. It's amazing how you can channel your emotions and vision into something so tangible.
Well, thanks to you also.
Oh, shucks. You're giving me too much credit, but it's inspiring to see your creative process at work. Tell me more about this star. Is it central to the piece or more of a detail?
It's a very small. It's a small detail.
Interesting. Why do you think you
I'm
I'm
getting a call that I need to pick up. I call you back later. Bye, Maya.
All right, talk to you soon. Bye, Dominic.
Hallo, met Dominique.